Today is Wednesday, February 3rd, 2016, and you're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show. The Elevator Radio Show is a proud supporter of the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. To find out how you can make a difference, visit their website today at www.eesf.org. Hey, everybody, got a good show for you today, so stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Sybert.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It is good to be here this Wednesday morning where yet again we are producing the Elevator Radio Show, your weekly podcast that pulls together all the information we possibly can that's relevant to the elevator, escalator, moving walkway industry, and we hope that you enjoy it. I wish, however, that we were not reporting on a few of the stories that are on the show today. If I could turn time back to last week's program and talk to the mechanic that was killed in New Jersey, that, you're not going to be here next Wednesday. I wish I could. I really, truly wish I could. Because at the end of the day, you, I should say, those that are elevators and elevator mechanics and technicians have very dangerous jobs out there. And if safety is not priority for each and every one of you, we're not going to come home at the end of the day. So just as a reminder, accidents occur where we most feel comfortable. Some insurance industry study produced some information that said that most car accidents happen within 5 miles of your home, which is the most familiar place that you're kind of gonna feel driving around. So make sure you're taking the proper precautions each and every day. We are all at risk of accident injury in the workplace, no matter where we are, and I encourage you to make sure that safety is a priority in your company. Elevator World has some great programs out there that can totally transform how you practice safety. They offer the Elevator World Safety Handbook that's available for $11 or free online, a PDF format. They also have a mobile platform for mobilizing your safety programs. So, as much as none of us want to lose time and money to jobs or to profit or to losing money, we want people to be safe. That's the bottom line. So just remember that this is a safety kind of a safety message program, and unfortunately, the accident happened out in New Jersey, which is pretty much on top of New York, and New York has had some issues as of lately regarding equipment and also in accidents, not only in the elevator industry, but in the construction industry as well. So without further ado, we're going to get into the news, cover the content, and then have you out of here. But I encourage you to share the article links that we post in the show today, as well as on your Facebook page or whatever, so that the message of safety can be shared through your network of people and ensuring that everybody comes home safe each and every night to their family. Okay, and remember, no job has to be done so damn quick that you need to take shortcuts in what you do each and every day. That is not what life is about. All right, so up next, we're going to the news. Have you out of here in no time.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
First news story coming from NJ.com. This is the latest article that I could find, and it is a terrible title. Elevator repairman died after being dragged upwards, officials say. Then he fell down the shaft. OSHA is investigating, obviously, but it's terrible. Obviously, our thoughts go out to his family, his coworkers, anybody who knew him, to Slade Elevator Company for the loss of one of their very own. And hopefully the OSHA investigation is going to provide some information as to what happened, what can be improved upon. And at the end of the day, while I'm a big proponent of making sure things are safe, I don't necessarily agree with OSHA's stance in fining companies to make that happen. I do believe, I could be wrong on this, that most companies want to make improvements to their safety programs, and negligence through not knowing I don't think is acceptable, but I don't think that fines necessarily are what make changes, although if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. So make sure your safety programs are up to date today so that you can avoid any and all accidents that may occur. Okay, this not only this accident, but laborpress.org reporting on another horrific construction site accident in New York City, where a 55-year-old worker was impaled on exposed rebar after falling 4 stories down an elevator shaft on a non-union job, has fueled to pending legislation requiring apprentice-level training on all building projects in the city of 10 stories and above. I'm just not sure how a great city like New York could not have any kind of apprentice level training, nor licensing requirements, at least for elevators. And I do have an article link further down, but man, I mean, how do they get away with that? I just don't understand. I mean, if you have licensed people who serve food, hot dog carts, if those people are licensed, why wouldn't you have technicians or skilled technicians licensed, which requires that continuing education credits be met. So here's a New York elevator safety bill, and if you are tracking this bill, Senate safety bill or Senate Bill S1945, if you scroll down a little bit, you can read what's actually in it. But right now it is in committee, and I don't know when it's going to go on the floor calendar or when it will pass Senate or whatever it happens. But I thought it already passed, but it's in committee right now. I would imagine there might be some amendments, some changes perhaps, but we really hope that gets signed sooner than later, so that the process of licensing can start, and we can make sure that at the very minimum, technicians, elevator mechanics are licensed in that great city, great state. Another accident occurred. New York Times. Manhattan construction worker dies injured in fall down elevator shaft. Somebody, I believe, that was hanging drywall on a ladder and then actually fell into the shaft, which I don't know how. I'm not really sure how. Oh, that's actually the same article. Okay. I'm not sure how an elevator shaft could be unguarded like that. So obviously investigators are investigating, and we hope that obviously proper safety measures are taken to ensure no more accidents like that happen. And here's a link to elevatorbooks.com, which is Elevator World's book site. Not only do they have a bunch of great books you can use, including the safety meetings book guide, but they also have a link to mobilize your safety program in meetings. It makes it very, very easy to do. I encourage you to check into this if you haven't already. Email Brad at elevatorworld.com or Caleb at elevatorworld.com to find out how a solution like this could make a difference in your company, so that at the end of the day, you have the proper steps in place, and it doesn't have to come down to one of those deals where it's like, well, the union should be training them, and safety falls on everybody's shoulders. And like I said, as a father, as a son, you do not want anybody not to go home at the end of the day, no matter how you feel about who should be providing training. So make sure you have it set up in your program. Pretty cool that Elevator World has such a thing. Here's the safety meetings, 7th edition soft color kind of flip book. I have one of the older ones. Has some really good information in here, so it's a good thing to pass out to any of your supervisors for weekly toolbox meetings. And Elevator World does a great job providing a bunch of safety books and programs that can help your company. Okay, Chicago Elevator Association meeting is tomorrow night. Gorman is going to be presenting, so I encourage you to attend if you are in the Chicagoland area. The clubhouse is where the location will be held at 298 Oak Brook Center, Oak Brook, Illinois, 60523, and that will be held at 6:30 p.m. Next news article. Hello. The change in how elevators are modernized. I think this is an awesome article, and what makes it even cooler is that the Elevator World podcast has Caleb actually reading the article to us. So it's kind of a neat little thing where you can take this with you. You know, if you're in the car, whatever. It's pretty cool. So if it's a really interesting take on how modernization for elevators has truly changed over the last 20 years, 30 years, and even more so today. So I encourage you to read it. Risha Sturgeon Hendrick wrote it, and very well written, and I think it's pretty cool. So great insight, awesome piece, and gives you an idea of truly how different things have changed, and whether or not modernized elevators of today actually will withstand the test of time is another story. But it's definitely interesting and definitely different than how things were done in days past. Which, I'm kind of on the what do you call it? Not the shelf, man. I know. See, it's early. I'm kind of on the divide on this in terms of I love older, modernized equipment. I think elevators should run for a long time, but yet at the same time, I love new technology. I love how destination dispatch can, minimize wait time, all that stuff. It's cool stuff. I mean, it's some pretty slick stuff. So I kind of teeter-totter back and forth on that. So, and I'm sure many of you do as well. But at the end of the day, maybe it just makes more sense to literally, whatever is going to make the best sense safety-wise for your clients' elevators out there. So, okay, ECNY Supplier Showcase. If you are interested in attending or in getting a booth, please download and fill out the supplier registration form and return it. I believe it may be... there might be a waiting list. I'm not really sure. Anyway, you can check it out if you're interested in doing it. It will be held on April 6, 2016. It's always a pretty significant event, Elevator Conference in New York, doing some pretty cool things with their presentations, and has a nice nice following there. So is Chicago Elevator Association, by the way. So, okay, I saw caught on camera in Snyder Hall elevator. I guess this is the reason why you may not want to join a fraternity. Penn State student was arrested and charged Sunday after police say he assaulted another student on Saturday. Police say David Mikhail Stefanon, 19 of State College, was caught on camera pulling another student by his shirt into an elevator, Snyder Hall. Once he was in the elevator, the unidentified male was punched. Another unidentified male punched the victim in the head and face, caused him to fall on the floor. Wonderful. All right, our college kids. Yeah. You have 2 against 1. Spend some time in jail. How about that? And then see how 2-on-1 feels. Man, all because of a fraternity deal. Yeah, great. Okay, news from the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. They've announced their 2016 campaign chair. Mike Langer has been appointed to that position, and Mike is a very distinguished IUEC representative who champions on behalf of safety and truly is a good person. Talk to him personally, and Michael, welcome to the ESF. We look forward to working with you. And just for you, it's just so that everybody knows, Campaign Chair is kind of the figurehead in terms of fundraising for the foundation. So we welcome Mike. Elevator manufacturer sued Brooklyn apartment building sues elevator makers, saying the model involved in deadly plunge was unsafe. This was an article that we did cover in the past. I'm not sure quite what made this different than before, but just as a note, if you do have any Global Tardif elevators that have, let's see here, that have a Summer Z2-Z3 AC gearless machine and Warner brakes, contact them regarding anything you might need to do to ensure that it's safe. So what's kind of amazing is that the lawsuit seeks some $20,000 per elevator for repairs, among the other unspecified damages. Companies could not be reached. I am not sure how easy it is to go and sue a company in another country. I bet it's, well, no, I guess, no, I suspect they got to be sued in New York, and then they'd have to come and deal with it here, and then it sounds like a mess. It just sounds like a mess. The important thing is that safety steps are taken to ensure the equipment is safe. So if you have any machine roomless elevators from Global Tardif, I encourage you to contact them to make sure that any safety bulletins are taken care of. Robber wanted in elevator stick-ups, New York Police Department. There is a...
It's Blinds to Go's Winter Classic.
Oh, Blinds to Go Winter Classic Sale. Yeah, I know. If you need blinds, perhaps Blinds to Go is the place you want to go. I'm not going to click on that again, but anyway, if you are in New York and you recognize this person, call authorities. Elevators used for emotional scenes, which we all kind of knew. They seem to be a captive place to corner 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals in a show, and here is on Mashable an article about The Good Wife just staged its latest major elevator moment. So it's nice to see elevators are being used in this capacity, where we all know that it's a good place to focus on, I guess, in some type of show or movie. Okay, apparently, Chicago Tribune reports a man dies after attack in Rogers Park elevator a week earlier. Rogers Park has some nice areas and not so nice areas, but apparently not a good situation. I'll let everybody read that on their own as the advertising blares into your ears. Next article, which is kind of interesting. How many of you out there play video games? Okay, I'm guilty to some extent, not to the extent my kids play, but Techno Buffalo has an interesting blog post talking about welcome to the Division's amazing buttonless elevator. Hello. And it's basically a video game image that shows there's no elevator buttons in the actual elevator. And I'm always fascinated at the detail that game designers use to graphically make elevators, because they do a pretty good job, although they don't normally, look like an elevator in today's world, because most of the time these are, futuristic games. But what I thought was interesting is that, this elevator has no elevator buttons, which means either it's a destination dispatch system, which obviously this person did not even take an opportunity to check, or B, it is a glitch or somebody missed it. I can't imagine that the graphic designers for a game would not catch this. Let me see if I can play this without it blaring something in your eyeballs. Okay, so here's a video. The action figure guy is in the elevator looking around, and there's no elevator. There's no buttons. So it's either like an automatic type of I don't know. Doesn't really matter, but somebody's got a lot of time on their hands. Just goes to show you how content is needed, how much content is needed online, right? Okay. Next news article: 3 construction workers killed when lift falls in Istanbul. Not a good situation. Apparently, the lift fell from the 23rd floor of the building they were working on. Awful. I don't know if it was a construction lift. It looks like it was a construction lift, but I'm not 100% sure. I always worry about those things. I'm sure they're safe, but I don't think you'd ever catch me on one. And let's see here. I'm almost done with the show. Yeah, the last news article, escalator in Singapore service 1 week prior to accident. And this is an older article, but I did want to point out the photos that are in the article post itself. Yikes. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. I never knew something like this was possible. Scary as all crud. Remember to ensure that if you are with people, with kids, that they are, are held, are watched, are not let to play around any kind of elevator or escalator to ensure that they are safe. This is coming from the Singapore or straighttimes.com. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the show, everybody. That was a pretty quick one. And again, just as a reminder, safety is key out there. Please, please, please make sure that you're practicing it each and every day. We all get caught up in just everything and work and trying to get stuff done every day. I know there's not enough hours in a day. Getting yelled at by so-and-so or whatever to get a job done. Why isn't it done? Blah, blah, blah. Just take a deep breath and relax. Make sure that safety is your number one priority each and every day, so you can come home to your family, your friends, your kids, because no job is worth losing your life over due to a workplace accident. No job, okay? All right. Share whatever you want, people. Thanks for joining us today, and as always, visit elevatorradioshow.com, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday. All right, take care, be safe, and stay warm. Bye-bye.